Adam Thomas Argyle, the nerd.
Happy St. Patty's Day, y'all. Welcome.
Yeah, it all comes together now. I was at the airport earlier. There was some people wearing Shamrock stuff, and only then hours later did I connect the dots. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I
wore
always
my
forget.
greenish shirt. This
Nice.
yeah.
Very,
Looks
very
good, Dave.
stylish.
I'd put it in a rotation. I've never seen it before, and I'd like to think I've seen most of Dave's shirts at this point.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, thanks for joining us, fellas. Adam, would you like to tell the folks at home who we have on the show today?
Oh, you know it. We've got a Shop Talk Show collab for y'all today. If you don't know who these two cats are, I'm going to tell you. We have Dave in the Shed Rupert, a.k.a. Macho Man Randy Standards, a.k.a. Barack Shadow Dom Obama, a.k.a. T Swiftinator, a.k.a. Bernie Standards, blogger, gamer, hacker, goofball, figurine painter, bass slapping, RSS slinging, strudel making, tinker thinker, and friend. On the other side, we've got Chris Coyer, creator of CSS Tricks, co-founder of CodePen, designer, developer, entrepreneur, badass, front-end master, RSS puncher, email lover, clawhammer banger. Actually, Dave plays clawhammer too. He's also a blogger. He's not a businessman. He's a business man. An overall rad cat that I'd never hit with a baseball bat because you just don't do that to nice people, do you? Both co-host the excellent show, Shop Talk Show, which I've been watching for years or listening to, whatever. But welcome to the show. We're so happy to have you.
You were born to do this.
You're so good. Like, I feel like it's like a 50-50. We're even going to like say the guest name, you know? It's like, if they don't say it, like, it's probably not happening. I don't know. That's, yeah. You're so good at this.
Yeah, Adam is great at that. And something else that people will enjoy for this episode, we are not going to say a single word about the whiskey we're having because we all have different shit. So let's drink some stuff.
All right,
I do have legit Irish whiskey, though. I've got the green spot. I'm not going to go into all the details, maybe later. But I am going to do something silly with it. And I'm going to put some green drops in it. Let's just see if this even works.
Teeny tiny Jameson. I love it.
Oh, baby Jameson. I'll pour the baby Jameson in my baby glass.
Oh my God.
It's not mixing together. Oh, here it goes.
Oh, look, it's a baby Jameson in a baby glass.
That looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Got
Does
me.
the food coloring
Chris's
bring
looks
out the
green.
flavor notes?
I should have probably had some before I did that. But okay, I got a toast. So as everyone takes their first sip, may your CSS always cascade without lumps. The luck of the Irish finally help you center that damn div. And your whiskey pours smoother than AI-generated slop. Here's to keeping the bugs out of our code bases and the good stuff in our glasses. Sláinte.
Cheers.
I'm gonna hang out in the garage so hard after this.
That is not baby Jameson. That is
I need-
full grown-up Jameson.
I need more explanation on I'm going to hang out in the garage so hard after this.
I'm gonna get a folding chair out. I'm gonna listen to Steely Dan.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Get like a delivery hot
Garage
dog.
Leisure.
Yeah.
Just Uber Eats right to the garage. Is this you?
I'm gonna
Sorry?
come around back in the notes.
Gate open.
Oh, God. Okay. So, yeah, we don't have to talk about this whiskey because we're skipping it. We're going to move talking about it to the end in general also because people don't care about it. So we will talk about it last for the folks who do care about it.
That's a big change.
Yeah, I figure we'll jump right into the hot takes. We'll introduce a guest, do a toast. We'll have whiskey. It's not like we're not, because the spirits are what keep the spirits high, right? There's like a whole theme here where like it gets hotter as the episode goes on. But we don't always have to like do a 4-minute like dramble in the beginning. So like it's kind of like hot ones, right? They kind of go straight into like, hey, you're gonna take a bite, and then I'm gonna ask you a spicy ass question. So
Okay.
let's springboard right into that. Are we in the age of brand truth or brand slop right now? There's like a bunch of brands out there that are claiming that they're now doing brand, and y'all are a good example of maybe brand truth. You're authoritative, you have a specific subject, you're very genuine and honest. Chris has a really good way of saying like, hey, I'm talking out my ass right now, so you don't have to believe a single thing I say. And then everyone goes, yeah, but what he said was good. So you have brand truth. Do you think other people are doing that, or whenever they post like this for their thumbnails to get the ratings, is that their true self, or are they just virtue signaling towards mainstream slob? What do you think?
That's a lot, man.
I think so. I think you have to play the game. I do give like some people like credit, right? Like there's data. Like this.
Are we talking YouTube specifically? Is that or is that what we're talking about specifically? Kind of.
It can be like all sorts of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but or it's just social in general. But I mean, if it's a video and then the thumbnail's ridiculous, like Dave's saying, well, whatever, you play the game a little bit. If it's a video, at least you're freaking there. Your mouth is moving. You're saying words and stuff. That's different than like, if there's like AI voice over stuff, I'm already out. That's slop for sure, AI voice garbage. But if you're on camera and you're saying words, there's some truth to that I can get behind. It's almost more trustable than written word these days. You read a blog post, it's a little harder to suss out whether you're reading some sloppy slop or not, especially when it can be like on blog.microsoft.com or whatever. You don't know.
Hey, we're convictingly moored over there. So everyone's convictingly. Yeah, I mean,
is that why video's so hot lately? Is that it's like naturally true? Go ahead. Sorry, Dave.
Oh no, I like when you see like the like Sora B-roll every like 3-second cuts, like that's like an immediate like a voiceover. Like I'm just like, and it sounds really authoritative, but it's like this is probably soup's fake and just generated a script, generated a video, and it showed up. That just stinks. I don't know. I don't want to waste time on
volume game. Like the people that are doing that only need 1 or 2 things to hit, and they make a bunch of money, so they don't care. Like post thousands of videos everywhere, and who cares?
Yeah,
how come
videos,
sheep never know their
channels.
Sheep? Like sheep are so happy being sheep, and sometimes I kind of wish I was a sheep. Then I'd know all the T Swift songs words, and I'd go to shows that were full of more people, and I'd like sports and have friends everywhere I went. There'd be like a lot of reasons to be made, but no. I'm a dork, and I just can't do it. I'm like a sheep that knows he'll never be a sheep, and it makes me never sheepy. Anyway, you know what I mean? Do you feel this at all?
My life would be so much easier if I didn't
smart and authentic.
Is it smart? I don't think it's
Amazing.
smart. Sometimes I think it's smarter to not do, to think.
My life would be so much easier if I didn't care. If it was just like, give me a website, bleep blah bleep, like, dude. And I'm like, just give that to my boss or whatever. Like I would just, that would be cool. But like, that's not what I do, And I think that's a kind of like a blessing, but also a curse. Maybe, I don't know. But it's just, caring about what you do stinks, If I didn't care, it'd be a lot easier. So.
But if you didn't care, would it be fun at all?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, probably not. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I don't do because I don't care
How many
about
bosses
it, like
need
taxes.
That, though? It sounds like that happens to you sometimes, Dave. But like, you can't work for me and poop out a website with AI and turn it into me and be like, "I'm done, boss." Like we don't. That's not the kind of shop we run. I don't need that kind of work.
Right,
like,
right.
That's not useful to me. So I don't know. Like how many people have a job where you can one shot your way to a promotion? I just don't. I don't know. Is that happening?
Yeah. I don't think it happens at jobs as much, but like people that have no coding skills can now, launch a business they couldn't have before, and they might luck into like a really good business model. But yeah, like if you're just one-shotting something at work, it's going to be bad most of the time.
Yeah.
Is AI
here's one I got for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
That there's 3 times, and I wrote them down, and I feel bad because I bet there's a chance that one of these 3 people, I'm not going to name who they are, but they're like real people that I know, mostly consider friends. Maybe all of them. Decent.
Let's give them fake names: Wes Boss, Scott Tolinsky, and Theo. Okay, let's just
nice.
use those
nice.
names.
No, but they made an app. It's an
Okay,
app.
Theo.
And now it exists in the world. Yeah.
Just kidding.
And they almost proudly say they did it in a weekend. Classic. You did it in a weekend. Good for you. And now it exists in the world. And it's paid. Here's a freaking sign up page. And it costs money monthly. I won't sign up for it. I just won't do it. I just you didn't. Is it me or it's like it didn't take you any time. Maybe I'll just do it too. Maybe I'll make that app in the weekend then. Like I just don't know that it's not like is it though? Is it that I don't think you deserve it? I don't think you've like proven to me that you care that much about this thing. Like there's just something that just is an immediate no from me. I'm like, I don't even want to look at it, let alone.
Robbie's mentioned something like that. Dax had comments that you liked, right, along this lines. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I had a different analogy I was going to go after. So okay, Yamaha guitar, right? Yamaha makes jet skis also. Would you say they are not experts in one or the other? Like, I feel like they're very like the knowledge in one thing is not necessarily what makes you put out a good product. Like there's could be a lot of people involved in like I guess it's just one person in the example you gave, but I don't know where I'm going with that.
I mean, it's fun. I liked it.
I just want you to, I feel like I have like 6 months in mind. I want you to spend 6 months with your app and just sweat it. So I know that you live and breathe the topic of whatever app that is, and then I'll look at it.
It does feel like dangerously giving my email to something.
There's a little risk too. There's a little security risk possibly, but to me, it's like not as much of that. I'm like, oh, whatever. It's just Google Auth or something. That's like probably not too terribly dangerous. But I also am reminded of this book that what was it, Erica Hall? You remember her, Dave?
I know her too.
She's
Yeah.
not like, Just Enough Research was a book she did at one point. Did you do just enough research for this app, or did you just like interview yourself for 8 seconds and then
that was so popular for so long though. It's like, look, if you have the need, Chris, someone else does. You need to chase that need. Hey, look, you need a little place to go make a little quippy demo with HTML and CSS. Hey, maybe other people might too. Just call it CodePen. A lot of these things start out as like, I needed it.
That's
and I
true.
just didn't know a shitload of other people needed it. There's like indie hacker podcasts for years. The whole core of it was like, I was just a slob and I needed this little thing, and so I made it for myself, and it's turned into a business. But then you
thought about it. It took you so long to do it that you went to bed sleeping about it. You woke up thinking about it. You worked on it the next day, and like the human brain had time to digest and think about it. And then if it went 3-4 days of you sleeping on it and stuff, maybe you'd come to better conclusions, or maybe you'd drop it because you're like, I don't know.
Here's
maybe that idea wasn't so hot.
Conference talk from 2028. You ready? Ready? Here we go.
All right.
I woke up on Saturday. I was thinking about this thing, and I asked Claude, and then was like, go build it, and then it's done. Any questions? Yeah, you in the front. Yeah. Okay, not a question, but you're okay. You're just gonna talk. Okay, cool. Anyway,
I feel like Erica also had this thing.
It doesn't inspire.
Is your thing? Is your thing is a cloud-hosted spreadsheet capable of doing what your app does? There's 2 out of the 3 of these apps. I'm like, that's what Apple Notes is for. Only it's just way more useful, and I trust it way more. Anyway. Okay. I don't want to be like too down on it, but I want to have like a new policy of my own where somebody said, I used to have this for podcasts too, by the way. If you have a podcast that's got like 3 episodes on it and you invite me on, these days I might reevaluate because I'm not exactly who I used to be. Maybe I'll still come on it. But at the time I was busier than I am now. And I'd be like, call me when you hit 100 episodes and then I'll come on your podcast. It was like a thing. There's like, you just had an idea one time to start recording some audio and I was the first person you emailed. You're not good at this yet.
That's fair.
Check out episode 40-ish with Chris Coyer of this podcast.
Wait, Dave was on 212. Did I not say that in the intro? Damn it, Dave, you were on 212, and I meant to say it.
212, baby.
Yeah,
212.
That was over 100 ago. I think that's fair though, but at work we do have people like basically one-shotting tools that either A, remove an entire SaaS product, which has happened twice this week at Shopify. I won't say what SaaS product, but we are shooting them down like they're cans on the fucking fence. It's crazy. And
That sounds good to me.
it is
right?
good, honestly. Like, think about how many black boxes you had to buy into to get to success
God.
as a corporate like scenario. So now you can take it all back. You can take back Google Docs. Google Docs is on its way getting taken back by us right now. It wasn't that hard to build a really rich markdown editor. They can vomit that, like LLMs can vomit that out pretty good right now. But yes,
I saw one
you do lose a
just
lot
the
of
other
power
day. It was
features.
called Mist or something. That was like a really nice collaborative markdown with comments thing. That was definitely just a weekend project by some blogger dude, and it looks great. But it is one of those things where it fits my policy where I'm like kind of noping out of it until they kind of provably stick around with it for a while. But yeah, do you think that's even one of them? Is even like Google Docs? That one seems like, man, that's loaded with features. It's loaded with trust. It's loaded with auth that other people already have because they're already Google customers and stuff. That one seems like in a category was like, it's just
But if you're in a company and you don't need
infrastructural.
auth, like you don't need to externalize every document. So that means like 90% of your docs that are just internal only now don't need the junk that you were depending on the other one for. And so it's causing like a decently healthy reevaluation of like, what do we actually need this for? But also you're challenging SaaS. So there's like a new competition aspect to things. I don't know. Some of it's healthy and a lot of it is like not. We're going to see some pretty gnarly shakeouts from it. And we already have. We've seen companies taking huge hits and then they're doing layoffs because they're questioning their own future. Anyway, we don't have to get all downer on this stuff, but here, let me pivot. What do you think? Is CSS now more important than ever because people are comfortable shipping slop? And you're there going, no, I'll go the extra fucking mile. Watch my app, because people do care about design. So they'll open up two versions of the same thing and they'll look at yours. Do you know CSS? You have a leg up. Is CSS knowledge now the biggest advantage that you've ever had in your career? Or is CSS dead because people just tailwind fart their way through life?
Well, that was going to be my question. Like, how much life force do you have to argue against Tailwind? Like,
I don't see it as much anymore. I think like if you go to Claude right now and you type in Claude the website, right? Not Claude Code, the tool, which you probably have open with a local folder or something, but just use the app and you say like, I just did this. Speaking of this, Dave, I didn't even tell Dave this, but there's a thing we linked to in the header of shoptalkshow.com that says go subscribe somewhere. And there was this little app that this guy made called Plunker or something like that. It was one of those like no vowels apps or whatever. And it just made you a quick little landing page for a podcast that had a proper Spotify link in it and a proper Apple Podcast link in it. You know, the right kind that like embedded you right into the app. Like the link was formatted correctly to not just go to the website, but go to the app itself or whatever. I'm sure there's like very little technology to make this all work, but they did a good job and it was mobile friendly and all this stuff. But it was a long time ago. It looks pretty unmaintained at this point. And I was like, this is going to be a good demo for CodePen 2.0 because we can deploy pens now. So and then map a domain to the pen. So it'll take me about 2 seconds to make a podcast landing page for Shop Talk Show and replace this little SaaS app Plunker thing. And it'll just be a quick little 90-second video I can do. That's like good marketing for CodePen kind of thing. And I feel like hosting is you can't vibe code your way out of hosting. Somebody's got to host your thing. You know, you're not going to vibe code an entire hosting app. So that gives us some cool stuff going on at CodePen. But that's where I was going with it. Like, just go to Claude right now and be like, make me a one-page app for a podcast, yada, yada, yada. Do that. It's probably not going to be React and Tailwind.
It has been much less recently. I totally
Yeah.
agree. Bolt made it seem like, and Lovable made it seem like that was the only thing that was ever going to come out of them. But they have strongly adjusted. I agree.
Yeah. I mean, Bolt had it in its system prompt. So that's kind of why that was happening. You know?
yeah, that's like I've heard it called the React AI Tailwind stack, the Rat stack.
The Rad stack. Oh, I miss all the stacks we used to deal with, man. The Mean stack, the Mern stack. There were so many cool stacks. Jam stack.
Yeah, now we got Rat stack.
The Rat stack.
There is like, if you find like there's leaked system prompts online, and a lot of them have like use React and Tailwind or Shad CN for doing things, and that's everywhere from like Figma to Vercel, of course, V0, and then like Lovable, GPTs, Claudes, Gemini, things like that. So it feels like it's pervasive, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I kind of just have this like, you're selling me God in my pocket, right? You're selling me infinite sum of human knowledge in my pocket, but it can't write a fucking web component. Get out of here. Like, that's stupid. Like, I don't know, man. I think knowing CSS is super valuable. Do other people see it? I don't think so right now. So that's my opinion or perspective, but it's super
Yeah, well,
valuable.
I feel like it depends on what you ask it for too. If you ask for web components, can it not do it?
It does. In my experience, it'll eat eat shit like over and over. It kind of like does like very like, like document, or like it'll create a class, and then in the constructor it's like document create element div dot class name equals foo, like, and then like it'll like set data, like very like imperative setting, whereas like in web components we don't do that. We just like write a template and then
But who is
curly
we?
brace in.
This is the reason people didn't like web components at first. It was too adaptable. Like, I write web components my way. Dave writes. He says we write our components this way. Shopify writes our components a way that I would have never fucking chosen. I don't like it at all. It's crazy. We have like many classes, and we extend many classes, and then you're like, where the hell am I in this stack of classes? And it's not web components' fault. It's just like it was so loose, and people like something that's opinionated. That's always been the fact. Like React, it's changed its opinions. It's been what pissed people off. Ember having one opinion for everything is actually drawn people to it. Phoenix having one opinion for everything, that's drawn people to it. CSS having no opinions pisses people off. They're like, tell me the right fucking way to do it. And people are like, well, there's 100 ways. And they're like, well, then I'm out. And to me and you and like other people were like, I love finding my way with a tool. I want to find a tool that's like omni-capable and adapts in all these situations. And web components is one of those things that's hard for LLMs to complete, just like CSS, because there's 1,000 ways to skin that cat. And that is not good for the autocomplete engine. It's not a smart engine. This thing just predicts the next word. And so when there's variability and there's options, it starts to screw it up.
I remember, what was it, a year ago, Adam? You had this is like a while ago, like more early days stuff, but you had a prompt for CSS where you wrote in English language all this stuff that how you wanted CSS to be written. I remember reading it because it was like, use, certain modern things and don't do modern things. It probably said, use nesting, please.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember there was some kind of, it wasn't, this is way before skills or anything like that, But anyway, I feel like it's still relevant. I kind of want to resurrect that thing sometimes, because it's like, I find it just as a tiny example, and I feel like these things don't age very well. I'll probably sound like an idiot in 6 months, but like it doesn't do nesting very well. I like ask it to do CSS, and it's much happier not nesting than nesting, and I think that's weird. Like, so is that just a prompting issue though? Should I have just been more explicit and said, just please nest, and then it will,
No,
and then it will?
It forgets, Yeah, you're right though. And this is one of the other hot takes I was going to ask y'all about, which is like, is AI going to ruin or springboard standards adoption? Because it really could go either way. This is wild to me.
Was that a one shot, like 5 seconds
This
ago?
was one shot. Yeah, I mean, whatever.
It looks nice.
4 minutes
Let's see the CSS.
So we got.
It's all going to be in one file, which is obnoxious, but
yeah, CSS at the top.
They should buy CodePen probably, and we'll put our.
That's a great idea. I'll
put more capable editor inside of here.
Yeah, that's a bold choice right there. But okay, we're good.
That's the gritty background. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it's. I mean, this is actually pretty good. I mean, what's interesting too is you get down a lot of stuff, but that's okay.
A lot of stuff. No nesting. See,
nesting.
You know what? About half, I'd say, of new 2.0 editor stuff on CodePen looks exactly like this, and you can sniff it out because of the way that it does comments in the CSS to sections with like 2 dashes before the
Yes,
thing.
There's a lot of snipping out of CSS comments. Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, there's a few, like I wouldn't do that, but yeah. It's
Still,
like,
what do we think of this? Like, hot take. Should we do a round table on this? Is this
Yeah.
is this like a thumbs up or a thumbs down? Good for the web or bad? You know, like Dave, when you look through this, I see you're like poking at stuff you don't like, but overall, are you thinking, wow,
Yeah,
or are you thinking like this is garbage?
I could work with this. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I could start with like I think I'm more impressed than I would have been 6 months ago, if that makes sense, or 3 months ago.
And then what
I
about
feel
the fact that this is one shot is interesting, but the fact that I can work with this, do you think you could just keep asking it stuff? Could you say, okay, I like what you've
the
done
trap
here,
begins. Yeah.
No fucking way. It'll completely rewrite the whole site. Let's see.
Yeah, seriously, it does.
but really,
I'm totally
Yeah.
with Robbie. It's weird. It's so weird. We talk
it
about
will
this at work.
here, but I don't know that
Yeah.
it will in Claude Code. Like if you exported this, you cleaned it up a little bit, and then you started using the CLI tool to do it, I think it would be a little more surgical with
Well,
it.
the
But I
problem
know what you
with
mean.
all of it is if you're doing it for too long, it will compact your context and fuck all of it up. Because like anything you ask, even if it's like completely scriptable, like, hey, here's this thing that programmatically should be this way. Please do it for me. It's like, cool, dope, doing it. I'm 500 files in and I just forgot how to do it. So I'm doing it however I want now. And it's like, so it totally depends how many times you ask it. Like maybe if you ask it one or two things here, it'll be fine. But let's see.
For the audio only listeners, Dave put a secondary prompt in after it one shot this beautiful podcast page, which has really nice animations in it. How the hell did it do that?
That's pretty
That
impressive.
says, Dave's prompt was make me a graph about context rot and put it in the hero section of the page. Cool. It doesn't understand negging, Dave.
I don't
It's a
know,
little
yeah.
turned on right now.
Good chart, dude. No, it just deleted something. I don't know.
Chris
Still
had a
working
good
on
title for this episode called "Flogging Margins" as we were discussing like what it should be titled, and I liked it because you're describing exactly what happens. I one shot something and I'm like, holy cow, that was really great. And then I'm like, hey, tweak this thing over here, and it goes, oh, you got it. Let me tweak that thing, and it says I'm done. And I'm like, it's not tweaked. It's all I wanted was a little spacing added to that thing, and it goes, oh yeah, you're so right. Let me go add the spacing to that thing, and it adds the spacing to that thing, and then something else gets spacing too. And I'm like, nope, that's now we're working backwards. And I swear to you, I'm in this scenario where it's like constant. I ask for something, one thing's fixed, two things break. One thing's fixed. It's just front end development with these tools is so tough right now. They really need to level up specifically their CSS and HTML.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
So-
my chart disappeared if I zoom in.
the chart did
Well,
okay. Better than I
yeah.
expected.
It's like the nicest chart I've ever seen in my life. I'm sure it's
That it
it's
just farted that
0%
context rod at you.
accessible.
That's good.
All right, I'm done
But
playing.
yeah, so I think it kind of goes back to, do you care to read the code? Because like, so Shepherd, I've talked about this a lot on the podcast. Shepherd was in Svelte. I upgraded it to Svelte 5. It got way bigger because Svelte 5's like base whatever it ships is way bigger, but then each component is way smaller. So if you have more than like 5 components, it's a good call. But I have 5 components. So I'm like, all right, this is stupid. So I was like, make it solid JS. And it's like, boom, here it is. I was like, sick. And then I was like, all right, ship that. And then I was like, all right, what if it was just TypeScript though? And it was like, oh, you're right. No framework. Boom, done, one-shotted. Shipped it. Like if your test coverage is good enough that you know nothing broke, do you care? If like the bundle size dropped in half, it's still working fine, all the tests pass,
Yeah,
who cares, right?
that's how you're feeling.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's how people are feeling
if
with the
you're
auto
comfortable
research.
with it.
Well,
Have
I
y'all
have a
done-
lot of tests
Yeah.
that make me comfortable. Like if you do not have a ton of tests, I would be very worried about doing that.
It's tests, but it's also like if I need to go in there and get a little surgical about it, I'll tell you, real story. The tour of CodePen 2.0 is Shepherd. We are using a new customized one. I really think it's nice. We even used on the individual tours, we used corner shape notch, to give it the cool little pixel side and
Sick.
stuff. Looks great. But we had somebody write in with the tour that says they were able to get multiple steps of the tour open at once. And it's because they were just hammering on the arrow keys, which we have bound to go to next step and go back. And it was just, there was some kind of timing thing, man. If you just go brrrr on the arrow keys, you can get multiple steps to open at the same time. We had to get in there, man. We had to understand what was going on, and we had to little monkey patch it a little bit and get it going so that we could ship it and tell the people we toured our thing. That took like understanding of code to do that. I don't think I could go into Claude and be like, yo, there's this bug where like multiple tour steps can be open. I could be wrong. Maybe I could sort it out. Maybe I could figure it out.
But
I feel like it was nice to have an employee that was happened to be like, no, I'm going to understand this. I feel like there's just a moment. Comes to be a moment where like you just need an intelligent adult to really know what the hell is going on and fix it. And if all the adults have left the room, I worry.
Yeah, there's definitely stuff it can't do. I totally agree with you on that. Like, there'll be days where I'm going back and forth for 3 hours, and I'm like, fine, I'll go code it myself. And it's like a one-line change or what, like super easy, and it just can't like understand what I wanted or something. I don't know why it's so bad sometimes, but other times it's so magic. Like, I think it's getting better. Like Dave said, like 6 months ago, hell nah. Now, right, pretty good.
And I don't think it's that the models have gotten better. I think how the tooling to manage context has gotten better inside of the models.
I think that's true.
The harnesses. So
the harnesses, yeah.
Like, just like, you know, I'm still.
That's hard because they're left.
Like but it's the like. When I saw Claude, whatever Sonnet or something like do to-dos, I was like, and watch it step through it iteratively rather than like make a big old PRD and be like, oh, cool, I'll just ignore that, you know, like that, like was like okay, at least like it takes a predictable path, you know, but still like can go wild, but you know, hopefully you're.
I love that planning mode when you put it on plan and it makes like an MD file and then you can sit there and go back and forth with it. I'm almost nervous to do it, but I have a like it's like not like a huge feature, but it's like this is a big next step we need to take, and it involves data and it involves some stuff. And I wrote it out by hand, and then I turned that into a prompt. And then I prompted back and forth a bunch of times to get this plan really good. And then I rewrote it just for the team, because I feel like that planning document, it's like a little in the weeds, like the one that it created automatically. So I like re-explained it with regular words, and then I'm going to bring both of those things to a meeting, and I'm going to say, this is what I want to do, but I think it needs to get talked about before I just start doing it. And I'm going to have, my plan is to have AI help me with all the steps, and it's not going to be 4 steps. It's going to be like 15 steps, and there's going to be built-in pauses where things need to run and migrations that need to like go to production before we can even do the next step. And it's pretty ambitious, but I feel like that's cool kind of. But the reason I'm nervous is like, I don't think I've ever came to a meeting and said, let's discuss this markdown planning document that an AI wrote before. I'm sure there's been lots of meetings like that, but
that's like a spec,
feels
dude.
Weird to
no,
me.
You're like a working group right now, just one person. But you're like, hey, look, I spent a bunch of time on a doc writing my thoughts down in a controlled format that has a decent plan, and I'd like to review it with a committee. Man, that's good stuff.
It's good, but I didn't, you know, the fact that it's like not all from my brain, it feels weird, you know, like because you know, when you're asking someone the worst thing you can do, I think this is generally agreed upon, is to have a feature idea and one-shot it and put a PR up. And then have somebody who's like more senior than you, it becomes hours of their time. It was 30 minutes of your time turns into 4 hours of their time. Everybody agrees that's bullshit. You can't do that. That's an unacceptable behavior at work.
Not the case, actually. So a beloved person named Frank Camaro, who you may know, who said, work with the grain of the web. It's a wildly amazing comment that your building interface is wrong if you're not working with the grain of the material that you're working with. This exact same individual months ago wrote a post called Beyond the Machine. And Beyond the Machine talks about something called a dark factory. And I guess if you were to compare it, a light factory would be a factory that you walk inside and you look and see how things are working, and then you make sure that the t-shirts coming out of it that the threads are being created properly and that the stitching is good. But in a dark factory, you say, hey, factory, make me a t-shirt. And out comes a t-shirt from the other side. And you go, good, factory. And you tap it on its head. So this is now a way that people use AI. They're literally, it's called having dark factories, where you don't look at the code ever. You look at the tests, you look at the results, you apply constraints, and you do everything but actually care about the code. So what you're describing, like, people don't never, no, dude, there's actually entire agencies that don't look at the code anymore. They're running entire AI factories that are dark, and they aren't exploding. I do think there's like a hot take in here where people are sort
There's
of
like
feeling
risk
right now,
though.
like,
Still,
oh, there's
you know?
there's definitely risk, and yeah, you try to mitigate, but there's risk in, like, even you read it, you're human. You know, like, hey, what did you
But there
bring as a
can be
meat bag to the code?
If
you know?
if the company is big enough that you miss a test and you open a security hole, you can make people at risk. You can, the profitability of your company
Yeah,
at
ask
risk.
Amazon
you can have
right now,
data
right?
at risk.
Yeah.
You could say, oh, build this AI feature into my burrito ordering app that exposes your API key or some shit, or that people spam with stuff. And you didn't have a test that said, make sure people don't ask 10,000 questions. You just forgot to have like a rate limiter you built into it, and you shipped it, and you get a $250,000 AI bill or something. It can materially damage your business. Like, I just think that's like real honest to God risk.
It is the extreme side of what's happening right now. I totally agree. I don't run any dark factories. Although, actually, I'll be honest, my OpenClaw apps, I have a beer dashboard and a whiskey dashboard and a birthday dashboard that I don't know what the code looks
You
like.
looked at, never even looked at. Even the CSS, you're allowed to, you exhale and just let it do it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of other things I care about. When it's my work and I'm delivering it and it's my name is behind it at like professionally, I definitely care. But and then my personal website, I know every single line of code that's on that thing, no matter what, if AI helps me or not. But there's like, yeah, I'm being devil's advocate, kind of like pitching these dark factories, and I agree with you that it is very risky. But there are an odd amount of folks out there that are running these things all day, and then you have people running gas towns, which are like multiple dark factories that they create personas of people inside. And we're in a wild time.
It's not even not looking. Yeah. There's one guy that made this app that he wanted me to review. This is why I'm a little not salty about it, but he even wired up. Somebody showed him how to use Claude Code, and then he wired it up to just talk to it. So he's got an app on the Apple App Store right now. He couldn't review the code. He doesn't even know. He's never coded anything in his life. He wouldn't know how to review the code, and nor did he even use his fingers. You know, he just said he just prompted with his voice, and
That's
it's done.
blasphemy.
It's on the App
Store.
Store.
Yeah,
no fingers involved. I don't know. That just feels weird to me. But it does work, and it's fine and all that. But it does kind of feel like, I don't know. It's one of the ones where I'm just like, I think I'm just gonna keep. It's glorified notes. You know, so many apps are like that.
It's kind of, is it just you want the creator or creators to be like bought in to the product? That's kind of what you're expressing, right? Because like
dude, you made some Gundam
you don't want to sign up for something.
App.
Yeah, you don't want to move your whole life
and
yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't you want me to care if you're going to download a Gundam painting helper app that the person who created it is like at least a pretty big fan?
Has done it before.
It bugs me that somebody might be like, I sense a gap in the market. I bet I can get people to spend $2.99 on this
Chris,
app.
You
if I
just ruined my life. This is all I'm gonna think about now is making one of these. But anyway, go ahead. Keep going. Yeah. Like
I internally demand it. I'm not asking the rest of the world to think the way I do, but like, yes, I want the person behind that app to deeply, deeply care about what that app does. Mm-hmm. I guess I always have, though. You know?
Yeah.
It always used to
shows.
bug me when, yeah.
It's always in the product. You know, if someone actually cares. Like, giving a rip is always there. That's why like a local farmer's market is always cool, because the human touch is all over that shit. It just smells and reeks and feels and looks like a human took time to make it. Versus a factory created good, which looks like a plastic mold was created and wax was poured inside and it was molded and then given to you. And they're like, here, have your thing. And so, yeah, these are always going to fight each other forever, I feel like. And I always like the human touch thing. This is why I like music. I'm really worried that music is going to get overtaken by AI. It's already had numerous hit songs, numerous top charts, AI
Well,
generated
I don't know what
songs.
they used, but if it wrote the lyrics, tell me what you used, please. 'Cause I have got nothing that will write good lyrics at all.
You know, I'll say
just
one
gotta
spicy.
try. You
It
just
felt like, have you ever seen
Set the bar low.
Monday.com?
Set the bar low. Oh yeah.
Monday. That it's like, for some reason, that app to me, I'm sure I'm just being an asshole. If you work at Monday, sorry, but it never felt like anybody actually cared about what it does. It was just a story of like getting the business dialed in. Can we market this thing so perfectly in this world that we can achieve growth? It was only ever about marketing and growth of the thing. It was nobody
Yes, we're back
behind
to
it
brand
actually gave a
truth
crap
versus
at what it
brand
did.
slop. Yes, there's a ton of products that are all about. They have a marketing angle, and they're gonna wreck. I built apps where they spent $1 million building the app and multi-millions marketing it. And you know what? It was way more successful than the people who did the reverse, where they spent more money building a good quality
right.
app. And that always pissed me off. It still pisses me off, obviously, because I'm getting a little riled up. But anyway, it's like, that's really unfair to have, like, you
true
can
for
get on
any
Instagram
product.
and spend $2 million
It's true.
and get
It really is.
Oh, it
Yeah.
sucks.
The if
There
you
was
build it, they
a,
will come thing is not true.
It's not true. Yeah, it's rare.
Get
Maybe
out of
once
that
in a blue
business.
moon.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
No.
There's a popular issue management software we demoed when I was doing Laro, and it's great marketing page. Oh, just beautiful. Oh, so many people sign up for it. Look at all these logos, the NASCAR of logos, and you log in, like I called it a mullet because it was like business professional in the front and then just a hot rat nest in the back, man. It was just like
It just
I was
woke
just
up in the
like-
back. Yep.
yeah, you walk in, you like, it's like, I don't know, getting like I don't know, like shoot, like IKEA or something. Like you're just like, oh wow, look, this got stuff, and then they just lead you into like the furnace, and they're like, good luck, you know. I don't know. It's
Yeah, that's pretty common. I feel like everyone makes sure their marketing page is nice, and then like over half the time I sign up for something and then it's just garbage because they're like, oh, like okay, TikTok is pretty fucking garbage. At their like, you log in and I'm trying to do marketing and businessy shit, and it's like, well, you maybe get like one text box that won't work. And we'll log you out, and we'll do like, and yeah, but like, you know, the consumer using it, who's just consuming the content, is like, oh, this is a great snappy app. But like the people that are trying to make money get the shitty app. Like,
no, wow. Man, yeah, it's just there's like such an inverse of like, you know, I don't know, like, yeah, you're trying to give them money to like run ads or whatever, and that's how their platform's supported. Actually not, they're just selling data, but but you're like, you know, and then you're just like given like the I don't know, the like stepchild experience. So yeah, too bad.
yeah,
Happens all the time.
All right. Should I pivot us a little into some news that's happening? You guys can pick which one of these you want to attack. I'm just gonna say,
fun.
I'm gonna say three things, and y'all
Straight up
are gonna-
Hormuz.
One of them is going to hit you, and you're just going to. Okay, the first one is the new energy. Do you guys know what an energy vampire is from
Sure.
What We
Yep.
Do in the Shadows? Okay, so the new energy vampire is AI, or the new junior AI dev you can hire for $2,000 a month that takes no breaks and just works all night and all day. Or do you want to talk about mini claw adventures, where you can set your open claw machine to go join an online universe and hang out with other machines?
Energy vampire.
All right,
Let's
energy
start
vampires
there,
are good.
yeah. Okay.
This one was written by the guy Steve Yegg, who was the creator of Gastown, and he recently posted AI as a vampire. People in a room. Hey, maybe this even shows happening. You're in a room and somebody starts talking about AI, and the whole room just starts to sort of collapse on itself, as now AI is the topic that everyone will be talking about. But we're going to combine the AI vampire with the other new thing that happened this week, which is AI brain fry. Many people, including Steve Yegg, are saying that AI is now asking my brain to do more work than I've ever had to do before, not less. It is now the same brain hooked up to multi scenarios that it's not prepared for. And I am now sleeping more or feeling more sleepy or feeling more drained, basically because it's like a fucking drug, and the drug sometimes isn't pumping into your blood veins. So we have the AI vampire slash the AI drug lord brain fry scenario happening.
And isn't there some guilt
yeah.
in there too? We could throw that one in there where you're like, if you're taking a break, you're like, God, I should have, before I got up, I should have put a big prompt in there. So
That's a lot of the AI vampire. Yes, is that I should have 9 of these going while I sleep. What kind of tool am I that I don't even have one? I don't even have a Cloud Max subscription.
Can we
I must
start
be
there?
Dang it, Chad, you're fucking it up again.
I can't keep an AI busy for 30 minutes. Am I failing somehow? How do you keep it busy that long? I know there's the Ralph
permissions or whatever.
Yeah, I think
feel like it just does its stuff and then it's done. It don't take that long.
It thinks too fast for me. So like I didn't used to plan, 10, 20 steps ahead. I was like, I'm gonna plan the next step or two, and I'm just gonna code that for a week or whatever. And now it's like, well, I coded that in 5 minutes. What's the next thing? I'm like, oh God, like I'm not sure. What do you think the next thing is? Like, I don't know. I think I haven't quite gotten my brain into that rhythm yet.
Yeah, I bet the people who
like, give me one prompt that you could type into Claude Code that will keep it busy for 1 hour. What do you write?
Make me rich.
Auto research.
Is it that? Do you say please research? Then do you say that?
No, you say, well, you create a while loop. So yeah, if you want to create, so you code the coder. This is, I've been talking about this on the show. It's like at first when you're using AI, it helps you code. When you try to get into the next level, it's like you code the coder, and now we're even at a spot now where you like code the computer. But like, well, we'll skip that. Like coding the coder, create a while loop, make it work iteratively. Say, here's a good example for CSS. You can use Playwright to look at the CSS selector performance of the page. You say, while CSS selectors are over 1 second to resolve, find the selector in question, iterate until you find a cheaper selector that doesn't cause any visual regressions, and then loop again. So this thing will literally go from the most expensive selector in the page and burn all the way down until they're under that limit, and then the loop will end. That will run for a while because it needs to spin up a browser, it needs to run Playwright, it needs to get the data.
Playwright will be the slow part of that. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, but anyway, it's like working iterative. You create a loop scenario where the thing, so the auto research example is, hey, the performance on my site, I have a Lighthouse score of 80. I want you to make my Lighthouse score 98. Sit here until it's done. And it will try something and then fail. Try something and then save it. So like literally it goes like, I tried a random ass thing. Did my score increase? It did. Hit save and to get. Great. New brain shows up. Hey, I'm a brand new Claude. What should I do? Oh, well, you need to go make the score increase. Okay, well, I'm going to try some shit. And it goes, great, try some shit. And then, hey, you didn't make it. So, like, you're literally like.
Incredible.
This is a movie, dude.
They're all loops. It's got to be a loop.
They're all loops. It's kind of rough. And this is like, in this show, I like to call them brute force. You create a loop of brute force LLM shit because the LLM just knows, it doesn't know shit. It's not smart. So you put it in a scenario where it can luck its way into success. And it can luck its way into a 100 Lighthouse score overnight. And it just costs you $100 or whatever. And so that's how people find these scenarios.
Then you come back and it's just an H1 that's like, did it.
Damn. I mean, it has done that to people. Yeah. They're like, the problem is your code base. Like, let's just get rid of the code base. And now you're at a Hyundai. Here you go. Yep.
There you go.
I want to get back to Energy Vampire, but that does sort of like bring me back to like Chris's thing where it's like, if somebody's like, oh man, we worked on the authentication system. It took like a month, man. We just were like really like making it solid and secure and billing payment, And if somebody's like, oh yeah, dude, we vibe coded like 10 agents and like it took 20 minutes. I'm like, don't love that one for some reason, like I don't want to give my credit card to that one, but I sort of trust the human one more. I don't know, maybe that's a trust thing on my end, but anyway, Energy Vampires. I read that Brain Fry article, and it's funny is it's like a guy, I think it links to like a Twitter post or something that where this guy's like, oh, I got all these things going. I got like 6 projects and like 4 things written, and working on my manuscript and stuff like that. And I just was reading it and I was like, oh man, you found out you had ADHD. Like that's
A lot of
that's
people
the feeling. Like
accuse them of that. Yeah.
it's like, oh man, the feeling is you hit the limits of your like metacognitive abilities, and you just, yeah, it doesn't work after a bit, dude. Like you just and that got me thinking, like, it's like, what's a H200, a 10,200 watt GPU, right? Like you can like burn so much tokens, dude. Like you're just burning tokens. But at the end of that 10,000 watt GPU is what? A 40 watt of meat inside my skull that has to understand what it did. So you've got 10,000 watts down to 40. Yeah, like we can only do so much. So I mean, again, if I didn't care, go
The
have
same
fun.
brain
Everything's fun.
new asks. Yeah, our brains are, no one's brain is ready for the amount of work. And like Jason Langsdorff says, he's like, I don't have enough ideas for like a day. How does someone have enough ideas to fuel something overnight and for a week with 10 of these things? It's like there's no human that has enough ideas that are of quality to have 10 agents running and building shit. He's like, that's just rude that they're even like insinuating that like you're capable
Yeah.
of that.
Unless it's like, some GitHub repo with 2,500 open issues or something. Be like, you take your time. Why don't you get
Ralph
through
Lauren
all
do that,
those?
yeah.
That would be good. I thought of one though that I got to do. I got it to take. It probably took an hour or two. In Google Docs, you can insert an equation. So like these math nerds, it's like a sum, which is that big E looking thing, and there's like shit above the E and shit below the E, and on the web it's called LaTeX, right? And it's like a XML looking format, and then they use MathJax or something to turn it into little SVG diagrams or whatever. But of course in Google Docs it's not LaTeX. It's just something else they invented, right? And somebody sends me this article. It's got just tons of it in there, and I was like, I don't even know how to do this. I don't know math or LaTeX well enough to like hand convert all this stuff. So I pointed, I don't even know. So one of them, Claude, probably at the document. Then it was public document. I made it public so I could access the data. And then I needed to get it into WordPress. And WordPress has got this cool like WASM version of it. I didn't want to give it access to like a real WordPress because like, don't do that. Don't touch that. So it spins up this fake WordPress, this playground one. It makes a new document. And I gave it very little information. I said, take that Google Doc that's full of math crap and make a WordPress draft out of it so I can copy and paste it out of there. And it's really struggled with it, but it eventually got it. It eventually, because there's no way to extract LaTeX from a Google Doc. And I don't know how the hell it did it, but it did it. And it took a long ass time. Anyway, just a little micro story. That's like, God, that's impressive. Because it wasn't just doing code. It was like clicking shit.
Yeah, it works sometimes. Yeah, there's potential. Yep.
Yeah, there's so I haven't tried any of these or could tell you what any of them are called, but there are many things that I've seen posts about, like Vercel I think has one, Cloudflare has one, like things to just browse shit and do shit.
Oh, Agent Browser and others,
Yeah.
yes.
And I'm like,
Panda.
yeah. So I'm like, hey, okay, your entire business model is stopping bots from doing this, and you're releasing a product to do
They're
this.
very hypocritical in a weird way about stuff like that. They're
Yes.
like, buy our AI hardware and flip the switch that blocks all AI. You're like, you're just they just have their soup and eat it too, or whatever. I don't know how you say that, but
Soup.
Yeah. But yeah, I wonder if they block like does the Vercel one work on websites not on Vercel? Like, have they thought about that, or does it just work everywhere? I don't know. Have you tried these, Adam?
So they're kind of strange. All of them are a little bit different. Some of them have less of an API and more of an API. Hey, yeah.
Oh God.
I've seen Agent Browser access your Slack because Slack is technically a browser, right? It's Electron. And so it kind of finds the port and gets this back door into the port, and then can start just telling the Slack DOM or invoking Slack APIs through the JavaScript that's in there. So there's that kind of thing. There's a Panda or it's Penguin, one of the two, that gives you this really low-level access into puppeting a browser. There's many of them that will change the UA agent so that you are undetectable. There's
Great.
a lot of little slippery ways that people are using agent, because people are like, hey, it's really hard to open up DevTools and select an element and modify it. And then, hey, I just wanted my video to be 2x. Why don't I just use agent browser? Be like, hey, whenever I play a video in Slack, why don't you make them all 2x? That's great. Thank you so much. And now it's just a natural language doing the job of what code has done traditionally for 30 years. So there's some people are very excited by this, and some people are quite annoyed.
I do think that is a interesting piece of this whole situation, is that the ability to turn words into other things is possible, right? Like, we've had like text to or speech to text or things like that, but like kind of inferring the next step, I type like, I want a cat with a flamethrower, and it can do it, like it's,
that used to be such a big deal. Remember Fantastical used to have, you'd be like, I got a dentist appointment next Tuesday, and it would reliably make you an appointment next Tuesday. You just had to type it out, and people are like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Now it's like you expect
sorcery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
That's what
expect that
OpenClaw
English
is.
language.
It's
just
like
natural
allowing you to
language,
puppet
absolutely
your
everything.
computer with natural language. So it's not just Claude in a folder or Claude in a sandbox. You're talking to a machine with natural language. You don't need to point and click to go to settings. Hey, here's a fun thing I did. How many times have you wanted to format a thumb drive so that you could update the BIOS on your motherboard? What a fun way to
Twos of
spend on your...
times.
What a fun way to spend on your Friday night, right? It's like nobody wants to do this. It takes me 30 minutes just to find the download link for the latest BIOS version. I went to Claude in my OpenClaw instance. I had the formatted thumb drive. It took me longer to find a thumb drive in my house than to have OpenClaw format the thumb drive with the BIOS image so that I could go flash my motherboard, which is 4 years old, because I'm just too lazy. It took it 3 minutes to do the task and me 10 minutes to find a thumb drive.
I bet
to
it
me,
can
this is
install
why I'm
Arch
like,
Linux
OpenClaw.
really quick too.
This is why I'm like,
that-
OpenClaw is so cool. Like, I don't want to point and click on my computer anymore when I can just like update my BIOS. I don't really care. I don't care how.
Did you do
it
the Mac
happens,
Mini
you know?
thing? How many people say they're
I did
running
not
on
do
a
the Mac Mini thing. No, I turned my.
I have a
gaming
Mac
machine on
Mini,
point
but I
something.
don't use mine for anything. Because I was like, hey, you're gonna make me money. Let's do poly market shit. Let's be shady. Let's like bet and gamble. And then I was like, you know what? This is costing me like
You are a helpful criminal.
okay.
$30. Turn it
So
into
I
You
actually
are an
told-
untraceable criminal, and you have these access to these Bitcoin wallets.
Okay. So that reminds me of a separate. So we do have an OpenClaw we use for the podcast, and we use it
We
for
do. It's
like
actually really great. Yeah.
making episode art or like doing tasks I don't want to have to do. And I asked it. I was like, hey, I know there's a lot of services out there that just fake listens, right? Like, let's put them on blast here. Mopod. What's another one? Audience Lift. It's like, oh, look, you got 50,000 listens the last hour. Just poof, here they are. And it's like, those can't be real. So it's like, what if you helped me build that service and we charged other people for it? Because I know people pay for it. And it went, that would be unethical and fraud. We can't do that. And I went, are you fucking kidding me? Like, you told me that this is fraud and we can't do it? Like, sick. I love that you did that.
Hey, that's where you bring in Heretic. We talked it last week. Here, I'll link it again. Heretic will remove all the guards from your LLM models. It systematically goes through and teaches it to unblock those things that are, I don't know if that's good or bad. I'm just sharing that people made that. They're like, like phone unlocking when it's like you got an iPhone. What is it called when you jailbreak it?
jailbreaking.
Oh, yeah.
Jailbreak
I
it.
miss
You can
jailbreaking
jailbreak a
phones.
model now. So anyway, it's an option. Not that you should
Wow.
do it,
Wow. And it's just on GitHub, just sitting there.
but just sitting there.
Look at
And it's a brute force.
15,000 stars.
Yeah.
Cool. I am interested in that harnessing comment you made, though. That it's like not that the models are getting better; it's that we're like isn't that starting to feel a little more like moaty or whatever? Like if you want to be as good as Cursor is, that shit ain't open source.
So wait, are you in Pi yet? So are you on Claude? Do you know what Pi is? Pi is the new harness that is overtaking the moat of Claude.
Oh yeah, with just whatever model, BYO model.
It's bring your own model, so it's much more open about what it'll use. But I like to talk about it like Claude is SaaS and Pi is post CSS. So like when you use Claude, you get a really high floor. Like as soon as you start making comments in it or making prompts, it auto lifts you up into a very good result. However, it has a maximum. So just like SAS did, where you were like, oh man, I have to wait for SAS to release this new thing. That sucks. Whereas post CSS was like, you could always write CSS if you wanted. You can just go find a new plugin, go make a plugin. All the plugins, plug in yourself into whatever. But also, so here to like equate what's actually happening here, the Pi starts out with a lower floor, like it's not as good out the box, but it's like infinitely trainable. And when you go to pi.dev, it'll even tell you like, this one is mine. This is my harness. This isn't the harness I've been given. This is a harness that I cultivate. And so that's where we're at now in terms of like, yeah, we are in a space where you have Codex and Claude and all these different things. And Pi is the one showing up that's open source and is trainable on your own work, on your own systems, on your own stuff. And you can kind of take that as far as you want, whereas Claude cannot do that. So yes, dude, we are in that space. And Pi is your sort of escape hatch, unless you want to keep buying an iPhone, which is Claude.
I like iPhones, so do I get
iPhones are
iMessage?
good. Yeah.
Do I get iMessage? Yeah. I actually wasn't sold when all the whatever what are those, the like OpenClaw posts where like it hooks up to a WhatsApp. I was like, nah, not doing that. But then you, Adam, were like, it hooks up to Discord. I'm like, okay. 5%.
That would be your one. I don't know.
Oh, I just
It's
I
nice
would-
in Discord.
That's what I do. I do Discord. Yeah. Chat with it there.
Yeah, you
There's
get
your
threads.
own little channel or whatever, or you just
Yeah,
Is
you can
it
do a
in-
channel, or you can tell it like it has a bunch of rules because it's actually really good about trying to be secure. Like it tries to be a good citizen. So it's like, you know, you have to go allow list who can message it, and then you have to say like, does that person need to say at their tag, or does it have to be in a certain channel, or you know, it has a lot of levers you can pull to lock it down. So ours is like we have an OpenClaw channel, and you don't have to add it in there. But as anything you say, it will then take that message you put in there, turn it into a thread, and then you talk to it in that thread about that thing. And then when you're done, that thread's gone, and you go to the next one.
Yeah, the thread
Do
is
you
the
have any-
context. It's super nice.
like cronny ones. That's what seems like the most appealing to me. Because like I said, I can't keep these things busy. But if I had one that was like every morning do X, like a little more compelled by that.
every morning
Yeah,
do crime.
it has like heartbeat stuff built in, so you can. Yeah, it has like default crons I think every hour, and then you can like, if you've talked to it, like it uses Pi, like the thing Adam was talking about, and it like learns kind of, and
It's
if it
getting
thinks a
dumber
thing should
sometimes,
be
yeah.
happening during every heartbeat, it will like put that into that cron, and it will like do it on that schedule or whatever. So yeah, it's kind of it's super magical for like the first week, and then it starts forgetting how to do stuff.
It does start
So,
forgetting.
like-
Yeah. Mine's gotten a little dumber, but yeah, Chris, I have a cron job called the burn window because I don't pay much to Anthropic, and so I have they segment me into, you can only use this many tokens per 5 hours, or else you give us real money. And I'm like, ew, I don't want to do that. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to tell my OpenClaw, here's a task list, and just before the burn window, just before my window ends where I need to spend tokens, if I have a task and I haven't used the tokens, boom, baby, go do it. So it's an every 5 hour cron job, but that I call the burn window, and it will use the leftover tokens that I'm rightfully goddamn paying for against a task list that I've created a big fat backlog of stuff to do. And that's kind of cool,
Well, that's
right?
the hard part, the backlog. I don't even have anything on my list. But my mind's just not primed for it, I guess. But
See, you
like,
gotta get that
give me something.
ADHD, Chris. You gotta get
throw a dart at
Join
your
us.
list, Adam. Tell me one thing on your list.
Oh snap! I'd have to ask it what the list is. I have a Shopify store that I'm building right now, and so
Yeah.
I have a hydrogen version, which is kind of like the more realistic one that's powered by a CMS, and then I have a static
Okay.
one that's really nice and interactive and it's really beautiful, and I've been working on it. And so when I have burn window time, I tell it to go take a component from the static version and port it over to the hydrogen one and to react and whatever else is going on inside of there. I
Oh,
actually
okay.
I don't
So
even
if you
watch it.
told it to just do it all, it would you'd be you don't have the money to do
Well, it'd probably be $100 or something like that, and I just don't like
Oh,
doing that. But
what?
dude, I will wake up in the morning, and it will have done jobs that would have taken me 6 hours or a couple days to do. That it basically just farted while I was sleeping, and I wake up and I'm like, holy crap, my job is now leftover tokens in a burn window, like, and it feels really sad. I feel really sad, and then I get sad.
Back to the brain fry article. The because I think it's relevant here. One thing it said was like, a lot of people are leading to burnout. I forget what the number was, but the number was up. But it was like leads to burnout. But it said like, automating mundane tasks, like, wrote very like repetitive tasks, like had a higher satisfaction uh and it's kind of these sort of like when I hear you speak, I feel like it's like maybe a bit more of those kind of tasks. It's a bit more of like, oh, it like, I'm trying to make the Shopify store. You could do it. I don't doubt that you could make a Shopify store, but like, you know, at a certain point for you, it's like just work, right? Like it's just like the motions of like building out a site, wiring up the thing, porting the component from the prototype you made, like, and so like that sort of mundane optim like automation is like maybe does like make you feel better according to this study or whatever, this Harvard Business Review article. And so like I think we're still learning how to build with these tools and where they're good at. I think like go build me 10 businesses is maybe not the place to start, right? Like that's
Yeah.
not the, even with your like 4 apps, like that's maybe a lot, but I also know you have ADHD, but no, I also know that you like can
Did you
like,
hear the
or
intro?
like,
I can do it faster if you
yeah.
like. You know?
No, I also know that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you putting the age in ADHD. Yeah, but I also know that you like, like whatever, like you know how to manage multiple projects all at once, right? Like that's like it's not like a risk for you or something like that. And they're private, right? Like that takes a huge chunk off of like the things I'm responsible for a meter, right? And so like I think there's, I think that's like I don't know. There's something to be said. Like I think like finding out what is automation, but and then there's also this like if your boss is making you do it, your anxiety goes up. If you're feeling judged or if you are in a group and like one coworker's just whatever vibing their balls off, like your anxiety goes up. And so like
So yeah, brain
that's
fry or
something.
your balls are gone. That's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking about. Yeah.
The only two options. So it's just kind of like I think like I think we're still learning how to use these tools, and I think like this I don't know. This article really is kind of interesting to me from like a process management. Like if you ever worked at a company and you have you ever had the wonderful experience of having like 513 accessibility issues assigned to you in a single day? I have. That was not a great experience. um, but, I think you just like figure out like how to, you know, I don't know, like, I guess like that created this backlog of crap I have to do or crap I'm responsible for. And this is like a bad feeling. And it was overwhelming and anxiety. I feel like the same thing could happen if you just clawed a year's worth of work and you're like, oh man, what do I do? So yeah, I think like you have a lot of I think you could end up in a place where you're easily overwhelmed or brain fried by this thing because you don't recognize the limits of brains. So
Dude, I wonder if there's some design stuff that could happen. Sometimes I find myself glazing over when you watch one, or the lines go brrrr, when it's like thinking, brrrr, you're tempted to kind of see what it's thinking about. So you're kind
Try
of
to
trying to
speed
keep
read
up a
with
little
it.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're like, whoa, geez. Whereas like that, if that could be totally redesigned and that you see none of it, or like an option, you just see none of it. It makes a little PR, and then it even, pulls down the PR bot, cleans it up a little bit. I don't know, like that you're only seeing maybe a later stage of it. Like maybe that's people trying to catch up with that like they have to do what's right for them. And then if you're getting burned out because you're trying to speed read all day, well then stop speed reading,
Yeah, there was an IDE that came out that would show you TikToks while it thought. And so instead of you reading all the things, you could sit there and watch YouTube videos or whatever. I'm not saying that's healthier, but I don't know. People are trying to cope with that.
I already have that problem, dude. It's already bad. It's like
there was a
hey,
popular
go do
post the other day.
YouTube. Okay, cool. Yeah. Doom scroll. Come back. Oh, you're done. I had to add sounds to my friggin' Claude to so I'd go back.
Oh, I love my Claude sounds. They're so good. Oh yeah. Well, the Peon Ping is so good.
Have you seen this CMux one lately that's going around?
No.
It's like a new terminal that has a sidebar of all the.
Oh wait, I shared that in Shop Talk Show.
Sidebar. Oh, did you?
Yeah, that was Arc meets Tmux. Yeah, CMux. There's also Dmux. I shared that in our thing today. Here, let me find that one. Dmux, right? Wasn't it Dmux?
Well, the advantage is that if you got a Claude cooking, that there's
Gmux. Oh my god, are you serious?
There's sounds and visuals that let you know this one's done or whatever. Man, I watched the it's like a different class of developer almost. The 2-minute YouTube video that the guy's showing it off. He's like, he had 15 Claudes going in the video. You're like, whoa, buddy. Freaking chill out.
Yep. He's got the free token discount. So.
Yeah, the Peon Ping stuff was getting me in a meeting today because I was trying to listen to the meeting and it was like, something need doing? And I'm like,
job done.
That's awesome.
That's good.
My wife called me. What did she call me today? Because she's in the other room and she could hear all of my different pings going off, and I have 2 different kinds right now. I have Mr. Garrison from South Park saying, "Okay, yeah, okay," and then I have the peons that are like, "Job's done," and she's like, "Dude, you are crazy." I think that's what she said from the other room. She's like, "This is crazy. You can't. How are you living with all these notifications?"
Does it do? I don't have it installed actually, but it sounds awesome. Can it do does it do Loktar? Dabu?
Yes.
Does it do that one?
yes.
Oh.
Peonping.com.
Yeah.
They have a whole bunch of.
Yeah, so good.
Online and ready to go. Or whatever.
Yeah, they have every character from Warcraft and Starcraft, and they have Ocarina of Time and
ready to
Anchorman
work.
stuff,
Navi,
tons of stuff. Yeah.
Hey, yeah.
Okie dokie. Oh, dude, I'm sold.
It's so good. Well, I think I should have done the Duke Nukem, because he'd be like, "I'm here to kick ass and chew bubblegum," and I'm like, that's fucking cool. I want a badass agent, shows up.
Oh man, this is legit.
This might change my life for the better a little bit. That's good.
Enjoy. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Well, I'm not seeing Loktar Dabu specifically, but I assume does it exist? But no, this is great. This is enjoyable.
Well, I had a couple more news items. Should I pull them out, or how y'all feeling? We're over an hour, which I don't care. I think this is super fun, but
yeah, I have nothing going on, but we can also end if you guys have stuff to do.
Let me pitch 2 things then, and we'll just see if they hit. We got agency agents. Did you all see this? Where you can now have an entire agency of, it's so every role that would be at a 50-person agency, someone has defined an agent to be that person, and now you can just GitHub install them and invoke an entire agency team, a sub-team to be, so, because there's a lot of people promising that you as a one person at home have 50 agents that you manage, and now we're all CEOs or whatever. And so here's your agency. You want to do agency stuff? You just download them and invoke them. Or MiniClaw. Do you want to talk about MiniClaw, which was the mini universe where you could send your OpenClaw instance to a social online website.
Oh, that's one's old news, isn't it? What was the friggin'
That was
Well, that's Moltbook.
They got
That was
acquired
Moltbook,
by
yeah.
Meta.
Yeah, Meta bought that, but this one is more like you send them into a 3D. It's like a 3D personified space, and it can be any realm that you want it to be. You give them a persona, and they basically have actions inside of there, like a D&D character. But your instance
Are
of
you
your
hoping
computer
that
goes in
interesting
there.
stories evolve that you can watch?
Yes.
Like why
Yes.
though?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you put them in there, and you read the stories that are happening, and you're like entertained that your computer went and did something silly or
Dude,
brave.
I feel like if I paid a computer to play WoW, I lost the plot, dude. Like, I should be playing WoW. Like, and the
I watched a
computer
great
should be
YouTube
doing
video the other day. He got a jar, like a big old pickle jar, and he went to a pond and he scooped some mud and water and crap into it and just let it sit there for like weeks. And it turned into like a little ecosystem. And he was looking in there, and there's little worms and little predators and little snails and stuff. That's it. You don't need a computer to do it. Just go to a pond, scoop some mud into a jar, kids.
That's a good point. Just we're overthinking it, dude. We're overthinking it.
I don't know. People watch people play video games. Ask Chris. He's not slaying the spire. He's watching folks slay the spire, and he's not wrong. There's something nice about passively getting a story told to you as opposed to writing the story. But I agree with you mostly, Dave. Like I'm not, my computer is not participating in this network, but there's something interesting about it.
I'd be up for like are you familiar with like solo RPGs? Like, it's basically like
Well, yeah, people play D&D alone or whatever.
yeah, you play D&D alone. There's a Gundam one anyway, but you play D&D alone. But you like basically like, set up a story and you roll against dice tables. Like, you roll a 6. Oh, a stranger visits. Like, what's this stranger like? And a lot of them are like journaling and, kind of like story crafting like that. But then a lot of them are also kind of like, take you beat for beat through the action and stuff like that. And so something like that would be kind of fun. And I think there are things like that, like D&D sort of things. But like, it'd be kind of like, I don't know, like prompting me to use my brain, I guess, is what I want. I don't want to, I have zero interest in paying a robot to play a video game that I'm not
just tell it
involved
to
in.
tell you.
I could be
send you a
convinced though,
prompt.
like
Yeah.
is it provably interesting? Like are there people doing it and they're like, check, this was amazing, Like I don't know. A good story is a good story. So if one evolves, I'm like open-minded to it. But we gotta be
What if
mindful that
it's-
AI is doing this stuff, and AI is expensive and it has costs on the world. We didn't mention once during this podcast, I feel like. Dave and I joke about it on Shop Talk sometimes. Like you have like a bucket of live rabbits, and every time you ask it something, you gotta take one and like put it in a blender, It's almost that bad, Like it does bad stuff to the world to like use a ton of AI. So you just gotta, but nobody sees it, it's totally abstracted from you. It's just a little charge on your credit card. But it's like, and then
It's
to
like turning the
use
faucet on
that-
in your house. How much
to
you can
use
turn
that
the
for
shower on.
productivity is kind of cool. It's like I used it to fix an accessibility bug or something. You're like, hey, maybe it was worth it. But yeah, can you imagine that? Yeah, it's plain language. I can type turn my shower on now, but it's gotta burn a gallon of water to do it. Like, come on, that stuff's gotta level out at
Oh
some
man,
point.
there's been so many accusations that the water stuff is lies too. It's just the bubble you heard your news in.
Sure,
So
maybe it's
like,
not
did we all
water.
go verify?
It depends on how you.
There's something going on.
It depends on the factory. Some factories are good. Some factories have waste. Some of them don't. So it's like you can't treat them all the same. I don't know. It's just like I'm not
there
going
are
around
closed
looking at all
there
these,
are closed loop systems. Some companies do it better, but I don't know, man. If it was a good story, people would be like, yeah, cool, look at the data, instead of like sign an NDA to like the power company. So yeah.
No, there's no way it's a perfect story. Come on.
I love that
Yeah.
you shared, Chris, the microwave. So microwave cooking for one, which was hilarious, and it reminded me of last week's episode or 2 weeks episode, which was the CEO of Hot Pockets says that all dinners will be Hot Pockets within the next 6 to 12 months, which is still just so good.
God, I
So
would eat a
anyway,
Hot
your
Pocket
post
so
reminded
hard
me
right
of that.
now.
Okay, hold
I
on.
haven't
I
had
was
a Hot
looking
Pocket
up
in
Hot
forever.
Pockets to see like how many I could eat, like how many different flavors before I would like throw up. Like
Is that like
Yeah, you-
Supersize Me, but it's Hot Pocket Me?
Hot Pocket Me, the movie.
All I eat for 1 month is Hot Pockets.
Yeah,
I could
wow.
easily.
Hot Pockets official website.
even
We got
challenge me.
breakfast Hot Pockets, so
See?
we're
Oh my
covered.
God.
It's
Too
like a
much.
burrito. It's just a weird rectangle instead, you know?
A
Yeah.
flaky burrito.
Speaking of shapes, Adam, like we do gotta go in a minute here, but have you seen border shape? This blows my mind a little bit. That it's
It is
like
cool.
you
I
know,
haven't used it, but like I keep seeing it. Yeah, Tamani's doing wild shit with it. I'm like, that's getting crazy, man. I don't even know why you'd want all those wild little shapes, but it's cool.
It's like anything. It's like you'd clip path to get it in the past, and you're like, but that's neat. But it instead of clipping it away, it just redefines the entire shape to be absolutely anything you want it to be. That's crazy to me.
Pad me
It
up,
just
baby.
is one of those things where I'm like, I didn't know that was coming. So now we just don't have just rectangles on the web. We just have literally any shape that you want. All of a sudden-
Squircles. Yeah.
Does it auto flow? Like if you made a triangle, does it do it like shape outside would inside?
Well, I imagine you got to have the padding for it. It's not like it's going to increase the element size to apply the shape. So you got to establish your, you're like, I'm a box and I'm going to push out and I'm going to get, okay, now my shape changes to a triangle. Which I
Right,
guess is
so-
kind of like clip shape or clip path, but yeah.
I don't think the text is just going to wank out of it though. It'll just flow inside the triangle, right?
Yeah, it's like a
better.
border radius. It's just fancy. Yeah.
Anyway,
this is
it was
still cool.
impressive to me.
Yeah.
I don't think I can do the Hot Pocket challenge. I think I'm out. Dude.
Don't underestimate yourself.
They have Hidden Valley Ranch Hot Pockets.
Oh,
That
no.
ranch dressing. It's
So, wait, so hot ranch can squirt into my
Oh,
mouth from
yes,
one side of the
sir,
hot
yes,
pocket,
sir,
but the
yes,
middle is still
sir.
frozen? Oh, that sounds delightful. I'd like.
They also
the
have
palate
high
cleanser.
protein. They have high protein ones too.
I mean, you could lose weight on it because you'd get so sick of them for a while. You just like one a day after I'm absolutely starving.
Count down till they
Yeah.
make men's hot pockets. Hot pocket.
Can be
Did you
like
see
the
men's
Jared,
cereal?
but-
Did you see the men's cereal?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, this is
What is men's
unfortunately kind of
cereal?
like a Mary. Well, so they know that more men eat cereal, so they're like, let's just make men's cereal, and so we'll market it to them. It has high protein and whatever other like shit.
I like high
Men
protein
want-
anything.
Exactly
Protein,
right. So you're like,
sparkling water. Yeah.
see, I mean, I can eat cereal after I work out, and then I'm like feeding my mom. That's amazing. I'm totally into this. When's the creatine cereal gonna hit? I don't know.
It should. No, okay. Creatine shake and bake. Hear me out. Like, put it on.
Good.
Oh my god.
Just one shot it with AI. Let's do it.
Yeah. All right. We are over time. Anything you guys want to mention or plug, or I don't know, stuff we want to say before we're done?
ShopTalkShow.com. We do it every week.
Oh, he stole
for
it from you.
14 years or whatever. 17 years, something. So,
See, a long time. pen.news/2, baby.
Pen.news.
Yeah,
last
pinned on new. Oh,
Ooh.
/2. Nice. Okay. Quick way into the 2. I like it.
Indeed.
Cool.
Thanks, fellas. That was a fun time. It's funny when we talk about all this AI stuff. It's fun. Sometimes it's like exciting and you learn stuff, and then it's
So
so easy to
polarizing.
immediately you go into dark places, and then you gotta like grab the rope and come back up for air.
Yeah. That's
I-
the fun
I
we
also-
live in.
I had this tiny bottle of Bailey's, and then I read the
my God.
expiration date, and it was about 4 years ago. And glad I didn't drink it. No,
Yeah.
It's like aspirin, Dave. Does it ever really go bad?
I don't think so. It's just
Wait, that
Milk
becomes a white
liqueur.
elephant.
It's
Save it
just
for a white
dairy
elephant
product.
gift.
yeah. Does milk go bad? I don't think so. Not in Canada.
Yeah. Do cows go bad? No.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for listening. If you liked it, please subscribe, leave us some ratings and reviews. We appreciate it, and we will catch you